Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. Welcome back to Ms. Perkins' literature class. It is so nice to be here with you again as we go through another week of lessons. So I'm excited about getting started. So I'm going to share my screen. 1 second. All right, and I'm going to remove some of this. Hope that everyone is doing well. And that everyone is healthy and happy. Okay, so drawing conclusions, lesson 1. Before we go into our lesson, I wanted to explain to you that this is going to be a journey. So when we get a text, or when I get a text, I don't want to just go in and straight look at a skill. I want to read the text. I want to learn about the text, and then I'll be able to better understand and apply the skills that are taught. So the first thing that we're going to do, even though drawing conclusions, that is going to be our learning outcome over the course of the week, we have to take it bits and pieces. So what we're going to do is, first, we are going to use text features to make predictions about what we are going to read. So text features, get my little pointer, hold on, so you can see it. So text features, nonfiction text features. So when I open up a book or I get a text, a magazine, I'm able to determine, usually just from looking at the text features, whether it's fiction or nonfiction text. So my nonfiction text features that I normally see, I'm going to point those out. I normally see titles, right, on books, headings in like magazines or articles. You might see it on, if you search something up on the internet and it's like in an informational type text, you would see a heading. Photographs, and under your photographs, you're going to see captions. So captions right here. And those captions describe the photograph, or they describe a picture, or they could describe a map, or they could describe something that's being labeled. Okay, so if you have a picture, you usually have a caption. If you have a photograph, you usually have a caption, and the caption is what's on underneath, a small description underneath the caption or illustration, or the photograph or illustration, or it can be on the side of it. Okay, you can also see in nonfiction text maps and diagrams, and those are the ones that we're going to focus on today. Okay, so where can we find nonfiction text features? Right, we know that nonfiction are books that are real, like they have real people, real places, real events. So where can we find real things? Where can we find this type of text? Nonfiction text features. Where can we find it in nonfiction text? Which books will we look at? What resources could we find that would have nonfiction text features? Cookbook would have some of those text features. It may have bullets. It may have, it has a title. It might have a heading in there. You might see a photograph of someone actually making something. Okay. Another one is a brochure, right? In the brochure, you're going to have the title, and you see a photograph here. And you see on the inside of that, you're going to have headings. You might have bullets listing things. What about your textbook? Okay, so this might not be your textbook, but what about your textbook? In your history textbook or in your science textbook, you're going to see those nonfiction text features. You're going to see headings, you're going to see subheadings, you're going to see words in bold print, you're going to see italicized words, you're going to see a glossary in there, you're going to see a table of contents. So all of those are nonfiction text features that you will find in your book. What about a game board? Your game boards, right? Whenever you're going to play a game or a video game, it could be a board game, any type of game, it comes with directions. So here you go. with different text features. So you see the heading and you see different images here, and then you see captions underneath the images. So we can find nonfiction text features and resources such as these. Can you think of another resource where we might find nonfiction text features? Take a minute and think about it. And then once you think about it, say it out loud. So when we find nonfiction text features, we know that the author's purpose is to inform, like in your textbook, right? In your social studies textbook, it's informing you. Another author's purpose is to persuade. In an amusement park brochure, they're trying to persuade you, they're trying to get you to go there. And the third one is explain. That's the author's purpose, explain, the third one. Explain, it tells you how to do something, okay? So inform, the author is giving you information about something, okay? Persuade, the author is trying to get you to do something, like go to the music park. Explain, the author is explaining something to you. For example, how to play a game. All right, so I want you to take a minute. You're going to need to pause me and get your paper, get a pencil if you don't have those things. And then I want you to just take a few minutes. And if you need to rewind the video, rewind it, but just make some notes, right? Because it's one thing to hear it and to see it, but when you write it down, it helps you to remember it too. Okay, so go ahead and pause me. Know that I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. So it's important if you're going to pause now. So our learning objective, I can use text features to make predictions about what I am going to read. Okay, so the strategy that I'm going to use is this. Before reading, I'm going to look at the text features and predict. I'm going to predict the genre of the text, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. I'm going to predict the author's purpose. Could it be that the author is trying to inform us of something, persuade us to do something, or explain how to do something? Or, excuse me, I'm going to predict the main idea, what the text will be about. Okay? So before I do any reading, I'm going to look at the text features. I'm going to look at the text features and make a prediction about these three things: genre, author's purpose, and main idea. Next step is during reading, I'm going to look for and identify important details from the text. And then I'm going to think about, are my predictions correct? Are my predictions incorrect? And we know the prefix in means not. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to find some details. And I'm going to see if the details that I find in the text, do they match my prediction? Are they correct? Or do they not match them? Are they incorrect? Okay, so as I'm reading, I'm thinking about these things. After reading, this is my third step. I'm going to check. I'm going to confirm my prediction. That means it's correct. So I read it and the details that I found, they match my prediction, so it is correct. Or the details that I found didn't necessarily match my prediction, either all the way or a little bit. So I'm going to need to revise my prediction because it was incorrect, not correct. Okay. All right, so I want you to take another minute or so, and I want you to pause me, and I want you to write down those 3 steps. So the first step is you're going to look at text features, and you're going to make predictions. Then while you read, you are going to find details, identify details in the text, and determine whether those details match your predictions. Do they confirm them, or would you need to revise them? Then after the third thing, when you finish reading, you're going to actually say, okay, I finished reading all of this. My prediction, I can confirm it. It was right. Or absolutely, without a shadow of doubt, I was wrong and I need to revise my prediction. Okay? So go ahead and pause me and make your notes. You can draw them, you can do whatever you want to do. You can put them in different colors. You can make little shapes, your own little graphic organizer if you want to, but you hear it, you see it, you write it, and then hopefully when we finish with the lesson, you can go and talk about it with someone. I can use text features to predict the genre of the text, the author's purpose, and the main idea. So this is the heading of an article that we're going to read. Education, learning at home. And then there's a small caption underneath, and it's London, and he is 11 years old, and he is doing his homework at home on his laptop. Then, coming together, this was a subheading that I got from the article. Coming together. Then this is, I guess, where it was from, right? So this is the resource. So it was, it comes from Times for Kids. It was a footnote on the text. And the date was April 24th, okay? And then here's a caption that I found. I wasn't allowed to visit my little sister at the hospital when she was born. Now that she's home, I'm actually kind of enjoying my time here because I get to see the silly things my new sister does. And then it's a child's name and they're 11. Okay, so I'm going to predict the genre. It's my job to predict the author's purpose. And it's my job to predict the main idea. Oh, let me go back. What you're going to do is you're going to make your prediction. Okay, so I can use text features to predict the genre of the text. I want you to write it down. Is it fiction or nonfiction? The author's purpose of the text. Is it inform? Is it persuade? Or is it explain? Remember, inform is to give you information. Persuade is to get you to do something. And explain is to tell you how to do something. And then I'm going to predict what is the main idea of the text going to be. All right, so that is it for today's lesson. Let me come back over here to you. So happy Monday. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Have a great evening. Bye.